Well, hello again and welcome all you wonderful people to Blue Garden Cottage, as you already know. But if you don't know, if this is your first visit to the channel, I'm Cindy and this is our suburban homestead, permaculture one. And we do all sorts of things: make, do, mend, create, craft, preserve, grow, garden. Love my garden. And I share with you all the things that we do in the hope that we could inspire somebody somewhere, even you, to enjoy doing the things that you do and find a way of being able to do that on a budget, because we're all about a budget. So today, this week being a craft week, I thought I would show you some of the things we've been doing. You've seen already I showed you in the last video making the molds for the Christmas ornaments, and this is my favorite one so far. It is one for me. This is for me because I like it. I'm always making stuff for other people, and I think I want to do this for me. And I love it. It's blue. Obviously, Blue Garden Cottage. Everything's blue. There's blue everywhere, in some way or another. Even me eyes. So on here, blue and white, but I wanted it warm because normally with blue and white you would imagine silver and rhinestone and glitter and the fairy dust snow. But to me that would be quite a cold scheme, really, a nice wintry white scheme. But I am not about a white scheme. I love my natural. I love the greens and the reds of Christmas. To me, they're personal and symbolic for me. And I wanted blue in there to tie it in. And of course, one of the other colors of Christmas is gold. So I thought to warm up blue and white, gold will warm it up. So I've got gold hearts either side. I've got gold little raised textured dots in places, and that's done with window paint liner for painting inside, so it gives it nice texture. So I've put them in all sorts of places on the ends of the little dots, like just for extra detail. And these ones are the cold porcelain that I made, but these ones are what I had of the very little bit of Fimo clay that I had. It wasn't enough for all of the others that I had to make, so I just used it for these. And I've painted them white, but I am still, I think, going to do a tiny little touch, just little highlights of gold on there maybe. I'll see. And then I'm going to stick on some little blingy gold gems, just to make it warm. And there's the three colors, blue, white and gold, in threes. So hubby made a little gnome that he wasn't very happy with, but I'm in the middle of painting him as well. He'll have green trousers and blue shoes, blue suede shoes. So he'll have blue shoes, green trousers to tie in with the red and the green for Christmas, and then he'll have little blingy little jewel bits everywhere as well. And you've seen, I have shown you in the past, our lovely nutcracker soldiers. They're going to be done, and some more of the little rocking horses. Hubby whittled this one yesterday, first time he's whittled for a year almost, so he will be decorated at some point, maybe not this year if I have got time, I don't know. But we've also, remember this, the sleighs I showed you, it was the beginning of this year, or was it last year? I don't remember. It's a blur. The last almost like 18 months is just... So I've put on the moldings to make it prettier over there and give it more texture. They need another coat of red on those moldings. But we found when making these ones that they are so delicate and so fitting. They look nice, but this is just so delicate. They just break all the time. It's like glass. It's as fragile as glass, really. So it's not that practical, and to make it is really more stress then you know it's worth. So this is a unique odd one out. I think I might have another one in the studio unpainted. Might do that next year, but I'll do that for this year just because it's done then, and I'll have another decoration to put up. Nice red one, but I like blinging these up, so these are going to have more gold and some little jewels as well. That's what I've been doing this year, a lot of those. These two as well, you saw these made earlier in the year as well. These were slightly more chunky, but still very, very delicate. So that's why we stopped doing those thin bits and went to these ones instead, because they're slightly less delicate. So, but yeah, these are gifts for people. We've also decided to have a go at something new this year. In progress as little trains. These have to have a better red. I'm not happy with this red. I don't like it. So it'll be a better red. It needs a bit more smoothing out anyway, and some more little detailing on there on the carriages. There's 4 carriages to go along with it like that. So that I'll show you when that is done. We have a little drum. I'll make some drumsticks for that. And this is really, really special. Another train set, but I mean there's 3 carriages with this one. How do you like that? 2 different types of wood, and the teak is just so lovely. There's no way I'm gonna cover that up. So I decided to leave that natural and keep it simple with some gold and bronze. All right, just some gold and bronze, and especially leave the teak, and then I'll varnish it. And once it's varnished, that'll be blinged up with a few little gold gems. On top of those is going to be, let me place them and then I'll show you. I'll show you when they're finished though, what they look like when they're done. Like that. But that's obviously not yet finished. It'll look much prettier when it's done. I can't wait till that one's done. So when they've been varnished and have a few little jewelry bits on, just to bling it up a bit. So I'll show you that when it's done. And then for the other little train, I have a few more of the matching coloured traditional bits to go on. In this train and carriage, we have a Santa, a Christmas tree, some snowmen and a snow baby, and a polar bear and penguin. They're going to go on the carriages of the red and green one. So that's just something I really wanted to do just because. And to match that train set, I am going to do another rocking horse, because this one was cut out of, what wood is this? I can't remember. Is this a teak? I think this is a teak as well. There's no way I'm painting over that. Once that, I'm going to paint on all the gold bits, put up some jewelry bits, just like the grey one that I did before, and make that pretty to match that train set. Or hubby, I should have asked him to make 2, but I don't know if he's got any of this wood left. That's going to be lovely. So that will go with the train set, because some things are just, some wood is just too beautiful. Pine I don't mind covering up unless there's an absolutely gorgeous pattern. So I've still got to be doing some sanding on here to take away some of the rough bits of raised grain since painting it, because of course once you put the paint on the wood grain, it lifts it and gets a bit rough. So it's going to be sanded smooth again, and then I'll repaint it yet again for a second coat. And it's all smooth, just like that. You know, just an emery board. It's hard to get these now though, emery boards. Oh, look how that grain has raised it. Can you see that there, that rough bit? That's because as soon as it's dry, because it's dry, you put something wet on and the grains just open up. So that's what I'll be sanding down smooth. So I've got I've been doing a little bit more tidying up. and sorting out, getting ready for my Christmas decks. I know a lot of people can be so grumpy about Christmas, and if you don't like Christmas, that's entirely up to you. That's fine. And everybody has their own take on it, their own views, their own traditions, their own loves about it. It's for themselves and their family and the people who visit them and they love. All good for you too. But I love Christmas, and as I've said before, even if I were totally on my own with nobody else to visit me and nobody to come by, I would still decorate just because it feels so cozy and so good. I grew up with Christmas in the summer. It just doesn't feel like it. Mind you, we didn't really have very many Christmas traditions that made it feel like Christmas either. But I think there's something special about Christmas in the winter. I think if I lived in a hot country, I'd have Christmas twice a year. I made sure I had one in the winter as well, which is like our summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere. They've got winter. So now, while we have our winter, Southern Hemisphere have their summer. So I don't envy them a summer Christmas. It just does not feel the same. I love Christmas in the winter. And it does help with the decorations. It just helps with the atmosphere and the feel. Right, I'm going to turn you around so you can see what I'm doing. Back again. Give me a moment. Just having a cup of rooibos. Cup of rooibos. Of course, I don't drink normal tea anymore, as we know as tea. Herbal teas, yes, but not the Camellia sinensis group of teas. So rooibos is something that's dear to my heart, as we grew up with it as children in South Africa. Rooibos, red bush tea. It's naturally caffeine free, virtually no tannins. Lots of good stuff in there. Good herbal tea. One you can have with milk, so I have my organic soy milk because it doesn't curdle. And we grew up with it. My grandmother used to have a pot of tea, rooibos, brewing on the cooker. And she'd just top it up through the day as people would have a cup of rooibos. And it just brings back memories of my paternal grandmother. And even babies. It's safe for babies too. Babies used to love rooibos tea. Yeah, it's lovely memories. I love things that spark memories, things that bring joy and happiness and feelings of comfort. I mean, there's some people who don't have very many of those, and that's why I think it's important that we make memories, we make happy things, we make traditions that aren't binding to a point of feeling enslaved to traditions, but traditions that bring joy. It's not something you have to stick to. It's not something that, your whole Christmas is going to fall apart if you don't have everything the way you just like it, Christmas with the Cranks brings that to mind. That movie. Love it. So funny. So comforting, warming, like I'm talking about memories and... Oh, hang on, let me show you what I'm doing. I did say that, didn't I? There we go. Now don't fall over, iPad. Just stay there. I have seen Christmas decorations, very, very girly kind of things, full of beautiful like pearls and different, different shades of the same color of pinks or blues or creams and golds or copper, and even neutral colors of creams, golds, bronzes, browns. And they just look so pretty. I'd like to have a go at that sometime. Proper hybrid of things, not just the wood, but all sorts. And some people like the traditional, so-called traditional type ornaments and things. I like them too. But sometimes I just want something that just makes my mouth water. It's crazy, like craft things that make your mouth water. It sounds stupid, but that's how I feel about some crafts and things I see, and I go, oh, I want those. I really want to make them or buy them or something. I can never afford to really buy them, so I end up making stuff. I think that's one of the reasons we ended up crafting, is with so many beautiful things I see that I want and can't afford them. And to be honest, if I can make them, why should I spend the money on buying them? It makes it more special because I've done it myself. You know, making do with what I have got, avoiding getting into debt over things that are, in the end, they're just stuff, aren't they? It's just stuff. So, yeah, why go into debt over things that are beautiful, that you want, when you can make it yourself? But I love doing it anyway. It's always so satisfying when you get to the end. Excuse me. Some people really cannot stand the sound of sandpaper sanding anything. I do apologize if you're one of those. Just turn the volume down. It won't be long. If I wasn't nattering so much, I would just do a video of me crafting with background music. I haven't found any satisfactory music I like yet. I'd like to learn how to add music to the videos. My son says, oh, just go on Spotify, get some, or type in copyright free music that you can use on your videos. Yeah, that's fine. You're telling me to do that. I need somebody to show me. So there you go. There's them ready for their second coats and tarting up, but that will take quite a bit longer. Just a second coat on those, and then they can dry while I'm doing the tarting up on the green ones. Right, just like that. Where's my brush? This one I'll do. Oh, that one's fine. It's this one that needs the other coat because this was a different colour Fimo putty. I like the neutral coloured or white Fimo, but I just couldn't get hold of it. It's been really difficult to get hold of it. So it's saying, oh, I haven't been able to find them, to wait for orders to come off the internet because they take quite a while to get here. And I need to do this stuff and get finished. I'd like to be able to have all the crafting done by the end of the first week of December. No more crafting after that, because then I just want to take some time. As I've said in previous Christmas videos, Christmas time videos, I mean, I know we're still in November, but it's heading for there. And I'm thinking of these things come middle of the year already, because I need to be making and doing and getting things finished, because for a few years we didn't even have a Christmas. We were just so busy. And Christmas would come and go and the next year start, and it's like there's no changeover between the years. So last year I was a bit better about it. It was a bit easier last year, and a bit of 2019 actually. I think that was the first year we started feeling, nah, time to down tools, so to speak, by the end of November, so that we have time to process the whole year, to have that mental changeover, that refresh, that restart button for every year. And because it's just so exhausting otherwise. There, that's a bit better, isn't it? Down tools and enjoy the whole month like a holiday. We don't do holidays actually without any backup. So, and besides which, if we were to go away ever, we would have liked to go with our family, because we've never ever had a holiday, and if we are ever going to go, I'd like to go with them. Like I said, making memories. I like being home. I love to be home. I mean, we've always had pets as well, and I'm not putting my pet in a shelter or even a kennel for the period of time we're away. So a staycation would be nice though. But for me, just downing tools for a month is for me a holiday, especially around a special occasion like Christmas. It might not be Christmas to some people. They might not celebrate Christmas. That's all fine, but I'm sure that there are many people who don't celebrate Christmas, but still love to decorate just because they're able to at that time of the year. And it just, like I said, it's a different atmosphere in the home and everywhere. And practically everybody's doing that in some way or another, even in the humblest of forms. We like to do something to do with Christmas. And it doesn't have to cost a fortune. I mean, we've built up the things that we have over the 32 years, and it's not much. So we haven't spent a fortune, and a lot of stuff we've made ourselves. I've still hung on to things that the children have made when they were little, or adults now. I'm waiting for the grandchildren to start making stuff in school for us. As long as they're small little things, and we'll keep them in. Put them in with the Christmas decorations to come out every year. There. Nope, that side. That side's yet to be done. I can't wait. I'm going to have a break. Of course, I'll still be making videos. Tell you what we're doing, but I'm not going to be a slave to the clock, if you know what I mean. I'm in the garden. I'll still be doing little bits and pieces in the garden. So obviously for December, I'll still share with you a garden video for that month. And I'll still be doing crafty stuff. But for us this time, you know. So I said that blue sleigh is for me. I really like it. Somebody's already seen it and said, "Oh, can I have one of those?" Of course you can. As long as I do it before December. There, that's better, don't you think? Doesn't stand out so much now. We're doing up some blinging now with the gold while I've got it out. And I had tried to dry brush. Have a brush here with the very short bristles that I've shaved off because they're all mad, and so I shaved them off and they're all soft. And normally you just dip it in the paint, brush it off so that only a few bits are left, and and then just brush it over to highlight. So that looks all right. The brushed. Because you get most of the paint off the brush and it just leaves a little bit, so then it kind of just highlights in. And then I'll take another brush, a fine one, very fine one, and just make extra effort on the little bits. Oh, you'll see it when I'm done. I'll show you just a little bit more, just a bit more emphasis on some of the raised bits. And of these scrolls, the thicker swirly bits. Can you see the difference between this and just plain dry brushed? It raises it just a little bit, makes it just that little bit more opulent and Christmassy, you know, or any time of the year really. But opulence is just something I think in my mind, going for opulence is a part of our natural instinct in the winter to bring light into our lives, because it's a dark, gloomy time, and people tend to have some degree of seasonal afflictive disorder, even if they're not aware of it. You feel a bit more like hibernating, and depression comes on, and you're just longing for light and warmth and That's why we have parties in the winter. That's why we celebrate in the winter. It's a mental thing. There you go. Oh, let's see if we can focus that for you. Oh, that's not good focus. But anyway, so I'm going to carry on with that, and I'll be back with you when it's done. So we've done that bit of the gold, blinging up. And now that I've done the gold highlights, you can just about see the little cherubs there next to the fanny ferns thing. So now I'm taking a very small brush and I'm going to put on some pretty swirly bits. And I shall do that like that, in little places and little corners, like that on there. That's not too much, is it? Got music going in the background just to listen to as I'm working. It just helps putting the person in the mood for this kind of thing. More deliberate. There's something missing this side, isn't there? I think on the other ones I also did some gold brushing on the edges for more antiquing. I might just do that on here as well, just a few little edges just to bling that up. I'll be back with you in a bit. The gnome has his green trousers and his red kerchief and his blue suede shoes. His face will be done next week when I do the Nutcracker soldiers, and I have started putting the patterns on already so that I know what I'm doing with them. Cannot wait to get started with those. That will be lovely. I should be doing them next week as well. And there you go, the finished items with all their swirly bits and rhinestones you can't really see on this camera, but they're there. And this is supposed to be red. You can't see it on this camera. It's horrible on this camera. I'm gonna have to sort something out. But there you go, all finished. Little red rhinestones placed in different places, just like that. Finished there. The blue one I absolutely love, with the little clear rhinestones in places like that, and there, and there, and there, with the little gold dots in strategic places just to warm up the blue and white and clear diamantes. Otherwise it'd be pretty cold. And then there's the little train set with the rhinestones by the bows and on the face. They came out really cute. And on the back there, on the other side is exactly the same on each side, and then a few rhinestones on the back. I love how the varnish makes the color pop in every single color that we use, and it just makes things really a bit more nice and Christmassy. And that's the way to make natural wood a bit more Christmassy, by adding just a few little touches of something sparkly and shiny, making that just that little bit more pretty. So there you have it, this week's crafting, this month's crafting almost. Happy with doing crafting. How can you not be feeling good doing crafting of whatever type you like, whether there's drawing or colouring in or sculpting, gardening, whatever crafting you're doing. So I'm going to ask, well, these things are obviously for Christmas. Are you crafting for Christmas this year? Are you going to be doing a lot more of that with it? Is it more difficult for you to be able to get stuff in the shops? I mean, over here, the shops are still open. There is still stuff to be bought and waste money on. But we never really do that anyway. We only ever focus on necessities and fun things. And we like to give ornaments for Christmas presents because they're something that'll keep. And they hand them down to children and grandchildren and so on. They make nice traditions. It's a nice tradition for us actually to give Christmas ornaments, but hopefully small but lovely stuff that'll really last, not tacky stuff, and also homemade stuff. So I think I should be making a few nice aprons and things like that for those who would like them. And I don't know, I think we'll get some other nice things as well, but we'll be crafting lots of things, baking and making. That's what we're doing for Christmas presents, and that's what we love doing, and making do with what we have to do just that. And if we have to get stuff, we'll have a look in the charity shops first if there's anything we can change and upcycle and bling up. You know how I do stuff, the house is full of it. So yes, happy crafting all. Do let me know what you guys are getting up to craft wise or creativity wise, and what you plan on doing for Christmas presents this year. It is already gone halfway through the month, and so that leaves just 5 weeks, is it? 5 weeks till Christmas now. This is not long really, considering the amount of time it takes to craft and make stuff. So happy crafting, everybody. Happy creativity. Next week, obviously, we're going to be talking about whatever, because, well, actually, I will be doing a little bit on the self-reliance side of stuff, but then it's just a general chat and catch up and sort of just a vlog on what we're doing here. So exciting stuff ahead. So there you are, people. Whatever you're doing, crafting or otherwise, enjoy, take care, stay safe. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share if you like. I really do appreciate it. It helps me to figure out which videos are doing better and what you actually want to see and what gets the most feedback. Take care, everyone. Bye.